Hey all, Sean here, back again with another edition of Game On Cards and Collectibles. Today I've got a PSA order. This is a 15 card bulk order that I sent in last month. Took about 5, maybe 6 weeks tops. So as far as their turnaround times and their service, things seem to be going pretty well. I've been having very consistent door-to-door turnaround times with PSA now for quite some time. So let me know if any of you guys who submit cards to PSA, if you've been experiencing any issues with your general, inexpensive bulk and value bulk submissions. Because I've had pretty good success here recently, and I feel like 4 to 6 weeks is probably a pretty good time considering that they process over 1 million cards a month. In today's order, we have a mix of mostly baseball and football as usual, but I also like to mix in some UFC as I'm a big UFC fan. And then I also like to put some oddball low pop stuff in here that's kind of unique that I can usually find on the cheap. So let's see how we did. Thanks again, everybody, for joining me today. I know your time's valuable, and I appreciate you spending it with me. So let's see what we got here today. If you enjoy this type of content, please like, subscribe, comment. Love to carry a conversation about some of these cards. If you have any questions, be more than happy to respond and answer them. And let's go ahead and get started. So first up, we're going to have a 2023 Bowman Matt Mervis First Edition. This is my third one of these that I've sent in. This is another one that I picked up that I thought looked really sharp. His cards have taken a pretty big nosedive since he got sent back down to the minors, but he's still playing pretty well down there. And it comes back a Gem Mint 10. Excellent. So I'm 3 for 3 on his Bowman First Edition. Looks good. Next up, we're going to have another Cubby here. Don't worry, they won't all be Chicago Cubs players. This is going to be a Christopher Morel. This is from the collector's box. This is the silver that was unique to that product. Thought this one looked really good. Let's see what we got. And it comes back a Mint 9. That's a little disappointing. I think the centering left to right is just slightly off, but I thought it was within their gem standards. Other than that, I didn't see any issues. Of course, it's tough on the surface of these type of cards because they've got that shiny foil refractor type, and they're difficult to tell on the surface, but I guess I'll be settling for a 9 on that one. Next up, I thought this one was kind of cool. This is a 1994 Collector's Choice Michael Jordan Signature Silver that I pre-graded at a 9. These are very tough because of the black borders all the way around the card. And it comes back an 8. Yeah, I felt like this had a chance to get an 8. But that's too bad because I really thought this one had a good chance of getting a 9. There's the silver signature there. This card comes in a non-signature form. The silver, which is this one, which is a little more scarce. And then there's a gold one, which is even a less of a print run. And in a high grade, those actually go for a pretty high value. And next up, we're going to have a 2022 UFC Daniel Rodriguez Optic Pink Velocity, numbered to 79. Pre-graded this one as a 10, although I can tell by the back it's a little bit off center left to right. And it comes back a 9. Yeah, these are, although the centering on the front is really good, the back has got a little bit more of an off center. And these Optic from last year, which is the debut edition of the Optic for UFC, is very difficult to get well centered. So this is one of the few that were well centered, but I think there might have been a little bit of surface scratching around the center of the card that probably caused that one to get a 9. And speaking of UFC, coming up next, we have a 2023 Prism red undercard Matt, the Steamroller Frevola. He's an up-and-coming prospect that's really shooting up the rankings. I had pre-graded this one at a 10. And that's exactly what it comes back as a gem mint 10. Yeah, I really like this guy. I thought this card looked really sharp. And I'm excited to have this one in a gem. Excellent. And coming up next, we're going to have a 1992 Stadium Club members only Greg Maddux. I have sent in one of these before and got a gem. I thought this one looked just as good, so I did pre-grade this one at a 10. These are low pop cards, and it comes back as a 9. A little disappointed on that. Yeah, I thought this one looked just exactly the same. I actually pack pulled this myself, so I'm a little surprised this one came back a 9. But still glad to have it. Greg Maddux is one of my all-time favorites. And never forget that chicks dig the long ball. All right, coming up next, we have a 1992 Flops Wade Bugs. If you've been following my channel for a while, you'll know that sending these in, trying to collect the set in a gem mint. There's only 5 cards in this promo set. Thought this one looked really sharp. And it comes back at 10. That is awesome. All right, so now I have the Ken Groovy Jr., I have the Barry Bones, and the Wade Bugs. So now I only need to send in the Lance Perishable and the Sticky Henderson. So I'm hopeful. That's my goal, to have all 5 of these promo cards in Gem Mint. Next, we're going to have a Jerry Rice. This comes from the 1990 score. This is called a hot card. It was a special insert that was only available in this certain type of retail blister pack. And these actually are very low pop. They have some legendary Hall of Fame players in them. And I thought this one looked really sharp. I pack pulled this myself. They're black border, so they're very difficult to get in a high grade, and wouldn't you know it, it comes back a mint 9. That's still okay. Man, I did not see any flaws with this one, and these are very difficult to find in a good grade, unless there was something on the surface that it was hard for me to tell. Still, a 9's okay, but my goal is to try to get one of those in a 10, so I'll keep trying. Next up, we're going to have a 2023 Panini Prism Ruby Wave of Chris Action Man Curtis rookie card. Thought this one looked really sharp. Like his energy and style in the octagon. And it comes back a 9. Yeah, a little disappointed on that. Other than it being slightly off center, which I still felt fell within the gem mint range, I didn't see anything else wrong with this one. So, you know, I've had a few today that could have gone either way, and they just fell on the wrong side of the gem. So, but still a nice card, and really like him as a fighter. Next up, we're going to have a card I've been sitting on for a while. This is a 2013 rookie of Travis Kelce, the Chrome, Topps Chrome. I knew this one was likely not going to be a gem, so that's why I haven't been real quick to send it in. But even at a 9, his values are pretty good, and I have pre-graded this one at a 9. And that's exactly what it comes back as. So comes back as expected, as a mint 9. Couple dimples on the bottom right corner. Obviously, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Just keeps getting it done in Kansas City, and you know, we'll go down to one of the all-time greats at his position. Still have never drafted him as one of my fantasy players, though, because I refuse to take a tight end in the first 8 rounds. So never had him on my fantasy team, but always like to watch him as a player. All right, so now we're going to get into a couple of the higher end cards here. Next up, we have a Tom Brady rookie. This is from 2000 Pacific Aurora. I pre-graded this one at a 7 because it has 2 dinged corners and a surface scratch on the back. I'm expecting a 7. I'd be happy with anything higher. And it comes back a near mint 8. Okay. I am pleasantly surprised, considering the flaws that this particular version of this card had. Not too bad at all. And coming up next, we're actually going to move this one to as the grand finale, so we'll leave that one. Next, we're going to have a Michael Strahan. Now, I've been collecting his Stadium Club. There's multiple variations of this, and this particular one is the Super Bowl version, which they gave out, I believe, if I understand correctly, they gave out at the Super Bowl as a collector's set of the entire set, as well as you can order it via mail. So I pre-graded this one at a 9, and it comes back a 9. So it's exactly what I expected and hoped for. So as I put together the different versions of this card, there's the one with the draft pick logo, without the draft pick logo. There's a members only. So periodically I've been sending these in when different versions when I feel like they've been sharp enough to get in a high grade. Glad to add that one to the collection. And then coming up next, we're going to have a Dak Prescott rookie card. This is his Donruss rated rookie base. Nothing too crazy here, but I pre-graded this one at a 9. It did have a little bit of an off-center issue on the front, so I'm expecting a 9 here. And let's see. And it came back a 9, so it's exactly what I had expected, so that's good to see. I feel like the grades for the most part have been more consistent. I don't know if any of you guys who are sending in cards to PSA, if you've been experiencing a little bit better consistency. I know that when I was submitting cards earlier this year and late last year, I was getting some crazy, like I would expected 9s or 10s, and I was getting 6s and 7s and stuff like that. So thankfully, I haven't experienced any of that recently. Coming up next, we have a 2022 Panini Prism Pink Ice Grant Dawson rookie card. This one I thought looked really good. I think you can only get these in what they call the silver packs, but I could be wrong with that. And it comes back at Gem Mint 10. That's awesome. Yeah, he's been trying to pick up as many cards of his I can on the cheap, raw, although it's difficult to get them in good centering and in good surface condition. In the condition to gem, but glad to have that one, and I look forward to seeing how his career continues. All right, and now for the grand finale, we have a Patrick Mahomes. This is his rookie card from 2017 Donruss base. There's 2 soft corners and a hairline scratch on the front top upper left, so I pre-graded this as an 8 with the outside chance that it might get a 9 just because it has really good centering. All right, let's see what we get. Oh, wow, it comes back a 9. That is pleasantly surprising. That is good to see. Awesome. So, yeah, very fair grade. I could have just as easily seen this come back as an 8, but I am very happy that it came back a 9. All right, so overall, I had a 2 or 3 cards that probably fell on the wrong side or the lower side of what I would consider the pre-grade as, but overall a pretty decent submission. Got some nice low pop PC cards to add to my collection, and a couple cards that I'm looking forward to watching these prospects move on to a successful career. So I appreciate everybody spending some time with me today. I hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you again here real soon. Take care, everybody.